What's going on, guys? It's Asal, and today we are taking a look at the Criminal Activity DLC for Battlefield Hardline, a game that not very many people are playing right now, myself included. So we're going to be taking a look at whether or not this DLC is going to help this game stay afloat, because it desperately needs some help right now. Now, short answer, I don't think this DLC is going to do much for this game at all. Hardline feels small as it is. There's not much room for dynamic gameplay like in Battlefield 4, and I think that's why a lot of people have stopped playing Battlefield Hardline and gone back to Battlefield 4 just because it is a much bigger and more dynamic experience. In Battlefield Hardline, pretty much every game is going to be the same. You don't really have that vehicle dynamic. You don't have these only in Battlefield moments, I'll say. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's kind of true when you think about it. Battlefield 4 has just this huge potential for pretty much anything to happen and be just involved in these massive battles, whereas Hardline is much smaller and not much happens, and it's very similar every time you play a game. So Criminal Activity needs to breathe some life into Hardline, and the short answer is it's not going to, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Now, Criminal Activity brings 4 maps to Battlefield Hardline, 3 of which are even smaller than the rest of the maps already, which I think is not a good thing, because I think the direction that Battlefield Hardline needs to be going is to be bigger, to expand. But with this DLC, they've definitely just made everything even smaller, which makes it a little more boring, if I can say that. No, it's not. It's definitely not boring, strictly speaking. I did have fun playing this DLC, but it just takes that experience that's already not big enough, and it just kind of squishes it down and makes it even smaller. So out of the 4 maps, 3 are very small and just a lot of the same things that we've played before. Definitely nothing to write home about. There is one map that I do really enjoy, and that is Backwoods, and I think the reason I enjoy it is because it is so different. It's in the woods, it's outside, it's not an urban environment, and it feels a little bit bigger, and I think that's why I like it, because there isn't a lot of big maps in Battlefield Hardline. Now, there are in the vanilla game, but I want them to be bigger. I want there to be more. I want it to be more like Battlefield 4, I guess, essentially, and right now, we just don't have that. We need to have some crazy vehicles or some bigger maps or just something to broaden the experience. But this DLC is just bringing everything back a notch, which is not the direction that we want to be going. Now, there is a new game mode in Battlefield Hardline, which I was complaining about previously. I wanted more game modes. I wanted things to be different because I felt like the game modes were a little lackluster. Now, the new game mode is called Bounty Hunter, which is essentially kill confirmed from Call of Duty, where you kill someone, you pick up their dog tags, etc. It's fun, but definitely not super original or game-changing at all, and it definitely focuses on the smaller aspect of things, like this DLC pretty much does. It makes everything smaller, and I do think we need to be going bigger. Now, there are new masks added to the game, in addition to the previous 2 that we had, which were ridiculously hard to get. You needed 10 million cash, and I don't think anyone's going to be playing this game for that long. So they've kind of reworked them, and they are more easy. They are easier to obtain. The assignments are more realistic, you know, like get this many coins for this, kill people with this weapon or whatever. Still a grind, but definitely more realistic to work for. So if you're going to be playing the game long term, which not a lot of people are, but if you are going to be playing it long term, you do have something more realistic to work for. So Hardline and Criminal Activity, I had fun playing these games, but it just feels smaller. It just doesn't feel like there's anything that wants me to anything inside of me that wants me to come back and play it again. I played, I had fun, I'm like, alright, that's probably enough till the next DLC comes and I'll give it a shot and complain about it some more. So there still isn't that lasting appeal to Hardline, and I really don't think there's going to be anytime soon. And even if there is some saving grace down the road, it is way too late for something like that to happen, and I don't think this game is going to be sustained long term. But I have premium for the game. I tried to return it, but they wouldn't let me return it, believe it or not. But I'm gonna end up playing these DLCs because I've paid for them, so I might as well at least give them a shot. But as for now, Battlefield 4 still holds my love and attention in the first-person shooter variety right now. So I'm interested to know what you guys think of this. I'm gonna say not a lot of you have actually played this DLC, just because there are so few players playing right now, but if you have played it, or just from the gameplay you've seen, I want to know what you guys think about this. This has been Asal, everyone. If you want to see more Battlefield content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you have enjoyed this video, remember, smash that like button. This has been Asal, and I will see you guys next time.